want to stop surviving and start trusting that life can hold you. But somewhere along the way, you were taught that wealth is earned only through sacrifice, that you must prove your worth before you're allowed to receive. So you grind harder, give more, shrink smaller, and yet, no matter how much you do, it still feels like you're chasing something just out of reach. Here's the truth. Money isn't waiting on your effort. It's responding to your energy, to your frequency, to your inner state. Money doesn't follow logic. It follows energy. Money doesn't respond to how much you grind, sacrifice, or hustle. If it did, the hardest working people on the planet would be the wealthiest, and we both know that's not the case. Money is not logical. It's energetic. It mirrors how you feel about yourself, what you believe you deserve, and how you vibrate emotionally around the idea of abundance. You can take all the right steps, budget, plan, launch, market, and still feel stuck if your inner world is broadcasting fear, scarcity, or unworthiness. That's not failure. That's friction between your actions and your frequency. The universe doesn't just respond to what you do, it responds to the emotional code behind what you do. When you treat money as something external to chase, it runs. But when you treat it like a reflection of your alignment, it returns. Like a mirror, money simply reflects who you're being, not what you're forcing. Struggle was programmed into you. No one is born feeling unworthy of wealth. We are taught scarcity. From childhood, we're programmed to believe that money is hard to get, dangerous to want, and shameful to talk about. We learn to fear abundance, not because it's wrong, but because we've been trained to survive, not to thrive. These beliefs didn't start with you. They were passed down through generations, modeled in your home, reinforced in school, and echoed by society. The message is clear. Struggle is noble, and success must be earned with suffering. But this conditioning has nothing to do with truth, only repetition. And unless you pause and consciously rewire these internal narratives, you will continue to recreate them, no matter how much you learn or achieve. Because what you haven't healed, you unconsciously repeat. Money is meant to flow, not be feared. The word currency comes from the Latin root currere, meaning to run or to flow. Money, by its very nature, is meant to circulate, to move with trust, joy, and intention. But when we hold it with fear, guilt, or control, we interrupt that flow and block what's trying to move through us. Many people hoard money from fear, spend from shame, or give from obligation, not from abundance. These energetic leaks disrupt the natural movement of wealth. And just like water that's dammed up too long, stagnation eventually breeds resentment, pressure, and collapse. When you begin to circulate money with intention, giving, receiving, investing, and sharing from a place of trust, you begin to move into alignment with the very energy wealth was built to express: movement, exchange, and evolution. Your frequency shapes your financial reality. The truth is simple. Your outer world follows your inner tone. If you constantly carry the belief, there's never enough, the world echoes it back. If you live in the emotional space of lack, the opportunities, ideas, and clients that could bring abundance don't resonate because your energy says, "I can't receive." Wealth is not something you chase, it's something you align with. And alignment means becoming the emotional match for the world you say you want. If your vision is expansion, your energy can't be rooted in contraction. This doesn't mean ignoring fear or pretending to be positive. It means transforming your emotional signature so that abundance isn't something you wish for, it's something you already embody. And from that space, wealth is no longer a miracle, it's a match. You can't hold $1 million energy with a nervous system trained in survival. If your inner world is wired for panic, scarcity, or shame, no amount of manifestation techniques will work, because your subconscious will sabotage what your soul is asking for. Receiving is not about luck, it's about stability. Your energy field, like an electrical circuit, must be clean and grounded to conduct higher frequencies. If the wiring is chaotic, unstable, or traumatized, the current short circuits. That's why people lose money, blow opportunities, or burn out once success arrives. Before you expand financially, you must become someone who can feel safe holding more. That means clearing inherited beliefs, releasing emotional clutter, and building a regulated inner state. So, when abundance comes, your system doesn't panic. it receives. Sometimes the thing holding you back from abundance is disguised as practicality. You tell yourself you're being responsible, but what you're really doing is protecting yourself from failure. You say you're waiting for the right time, but you're actually afraid of being seen. Many people have subconscious associations with wealth that create invisible resistance. Some fear being judged, abandoned, or envied. Others feel unworthy of ease or success. These beliefs aren't obvious, but they operate like hidden code, controlling your choices from behind the curtain. Until you bring these fears into the light and rewrite their meaning, you will unconsciously avoid the very success you're trying to manifest. It's not sabotage, it's self-protection. But protection from an old identity will always block the emergence of a new one. Ritual and habitual thinking reprograms your reality. Your subconscious speaks the language of repetition and emotion, not logic. You can't just think your way into wealth. You have to impress it upon your deeper self, over and over, until it becomes your new default. This is where ritual becomes medicine. Simple, sacred actions done with intention begin to shift the internal patterns that create your outer world. Giving with purpose, speaking your truth, tracking overflow, holding receipts with gratitude instead of guilt. These small practices build a new emotional blueprint. The more you ritualize receiving, the more natural it becomes. And as your nervous system learns that abundance is safe, your reality begins to reflect that shift. Without forcing, without hustling, without fear. Your money mirrors your identity. Money isn't a problem to solve. It's a mirror to understand. It reflects how you see yourself, how much space you feel allowed to take up, and how deeply you believe you are worthy of ease, comfort, and overflow. If you identify as someone who just gets by, your choices will unconsciously align with that identity. If you see yourself as someone who always has to struggle to prove your value, your energy will keep attracting situations that match that narrative. Transformation doesn't begin by asking, how do I make more? It begins by asking, who do I believe I am? Because when your identity shifts, your income does too, naturally, quietly, and without force. Ancient wisdom confirms modern truths. Spiritual pioneers like Neville Goddard taught that reality mirrors your assumptions, not your effort. What you assume to be true, you unconsciously accept, embody, and magnetize. Your world, as he said, is simply yourself pushed out. Likewise, thinkers like Ernest Holmes believed in the power of aligning with divine intelligence. You don't change the result, you change the mental blueprint behind it. From that space, results adjust themselves without resistance. These teachings echo one truth. You are not here to chase. You are here to choose, not just with your mind, but with your state of being. When your internal world matches your desire, the universe reflects it back. Not as a reward, but as a natural consequence of who you've become. Wealth isn't outside you, it's a frequency you embody. The greatest myth about money is that it's out there, somewhere to be found, earned, or proven. But wealth isn't a destination. It's a frequency. It's a state of emotional clarity, spiritual alignment, and mental permission. When you embody abundance, when you believe in your own enoughness, regulate your energy, and circulate with intention, money doesn't resist you. It returns to you because your very presence says, I'm ready. This is the truth about wealth. You don't chase it. You don't beg for it. You become the version of you who already lives inside it. And then the world catches up. Wealth is not a mystery. It's a memory, something your soul already knows, but the world made you forget. You were never meant to struggle endlessly or beg for overflow. You were meant to align, embody, and become. So if this message spoke to something ancient inside you, if it reminded you of who you truly are beneath the noise, then you're already shifting. And when your energy shifts, everything else will. If this video awakened something in you, then make to like and subscribe.